Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your VFit coach. I'm in the Philippines. I'm not really on vacation. I'm here to do some business. What I'm trying to do is build a global team because I'm about to launch a global app, or hopefully it becomes a global app. But we're trying to provide personal training services globally, so not only in the US. And this is why I need team members in different countries and so forth to handle the different time zones. But anyways, let me give you a rundown of what it is. I'll make this a short video, promise. About a year ago or 2 years ago, I wanted to try and redo the whole app formula or solution to make it more easier for my job as a personal trainer, but also to help clients actually do the things that are more important. So the first step was to address the issues that are constraints with clients. And I probably mentioned this in a previous video, but those 4 constraints. Number 1, consistency. So what's happening now is usually clients, they only show up for their session and they're not doing the workouts when they're on vacation, when they're on business trips, when they supposed to be doing cardio. The magic number is about 4 hours per week. If you exercise 4 hours per week under my program, the VFit Coach program, you can get in pretty good shape as long as there's progressions. But that's really not happening. So we're trying to address that issue, consistency, trying to help improve consistency with our clients. So I'll explain more how we're going to help influence the effort. But number 2 is nutrition. And this has been a struggling thing forever, for maybe the last 15 years. We started EfitX. It's been around 14, 15 years since we started EfitX. And people tracking nutrition, they could use different apps. And it's always been the same thing over and over and over. They lose consistency. They lose the motivation to track their food. And I don't blame them because there's so much variety of food. So in nutrition, we're going to address that topic with this app as well. We're going to try and help clients be more organized with nutrition to make it effortless. And I'll be explaining that in the next video as well. Number 3, workout quality. So what's happening is when you go to the gym, it's too crowded and you don't do the list that you're supposed to do. So what happens is you jump around and you do other exercises. The only problem is you start losing the track of how much sets you should be doing. Like if you do a leg press instead of a squat, or instead of a deadlift, or if you do a fly or a dumbbell incline press instead of a bench press. So there's so many variations, and this is why tracking volume is important. Tracking it in 2 different categories, such as strength volume and endurance volume. So this is another thing that's going to be addressing, is how to produce a quality workout every single time. And that's through progression. So we'll be talking about that, addressing that issue as well. Number 4 is motivation. So kind of falls in for all 3. How do you stay motivated? So the app is going to help, or the procedure of this whole VFit Coach program is going to try and keep you motivated. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll score points every time you actually use the app. There'll be things like that. There'll be leader charts. There'll be comparisons or things that throw at you good information that may motivate you to eat healthy, maybe to work out more. So anyways, we're going to move on to the second part of this video very soon. But the first thing I want to mention is VFit Coach program is not a subscription app. Okay, I repeat. VFit Coach is not a subscription app. So you're not going to be like subscribing to an app and say, oh, I'm just going to use this app. It's a service that provides expertise, fitness consulting, supported by data-driven machine learning. Okay. So that means your expert fitness coach has to input data, and the machine learning, it learns from the data, it provides the coach more insight on how to proceed. So VFit Coach was designed from decades of personal training experience. The innovative techniques have not been published. Therefore, AI chatbots such as Gemini, ChatGPT do not have access to this exclusive learning data. So probably will never have it. Well, hopefully, knock on wood, because AI is taking over. AI is so smart. So, but the thing is, AI picks it up from chatbots. They pick it up from the internet. So if we don't publish this procedure on the internet, then it stays exclusive within the VFit Coach program. All right, next video. Here's the demo. Okay, guys, remember there are 4 constraints. So we need to address the 4 constraints, why clients are not getting in shape, why in general most people don't get in shape. Those 4 constraints: consistency, nutrition, workout quality, and motivation. So with the app, we could really significantly improve nutrition tracking and the workout quality, and let me show you how. First of all, I am already logged in. I am going to go to Food Manager. This is a new feature. So as a coach, what I'm going to do is sit down or talk to you about what are the common foods that you like to eat. And we will create a list together. And this is my list. Now, remember, why fitness tracking or nutrition tracking fails is because there's too much variety and people usually just eat whatever and then they input it and they go over on macros, nutrients. So what we're going to do is actually limit your foods, and I want you to track it for 3 days, okay? On the 4th day, you could eat whatever you want, but I want you to be cautious of what you eat. So I want you to track 4 days of nutrition, only eating about 30 or 40 foods off the approved category select list. Okay, this is my category select list. And let's say for breakfast, I'm going to eat, we'll go to fast food. I'm going to eat this sweet potato kale wrap, if you can see this. So I'm going to log it in. Okay. And hopefully my internet connection is fast. And then for lunch, I'm just going to go ahead and do a salmon, 6 ounces of salmon, and with asparagus vegetables. As you can see, everything is organized per category. Okay, and then for dinner, let's get some chicken. That is a protein. So let's find chicken. Chicken is right here, 6 ounces. It's already set to 6 ounces. Of course, I got to have some broccoli and rice. So I'm going to go to vegetables and choose broccoli. And rice is a grain. Last time I checked, it's a grain in there, 1 cup of rice. Okay, and then in between workouts, I'm going to have a shake. So we will do a shake. There is a protein shake here. Okay, so let's say I ate all that. See how quick that was? I'm going to go to Food Tracker, and there are all my items. I'm going to press this graph, and it says 1337 out of 1780. So when you have a good selection of foods, there's a good chance you won't go over your goal. See, I did not go over my goal. My goal was 1780. You could always hit this button over here. Oops, menu totals at the top, and see all the attributes. And you can see it went a little bit over on fat, 36, sodium a little bit over. But look, that's a pretty good menu. Carbohydrates was fairly low, which we want. Protein, 127 out of 160. So I chose a pretty good day. Okay, so that's a quick rundown on how you could track your foods. You could always go back to the previous day and track your foods and so forth. See this little grocery list, grocery cart in the corner? If you press that, you could go to the grocery store and buy the foods that you need. So once you go to each section, you just say, okay, I got the eggs, I got the cream, I got those Starbucks egg bites or whatever, and then you update it and it'll automatically remember. So you could go to the grocery list and buy all these foods, and you could start tracking your meals. Now, next, I want to show you the Lift Journal. So I create a lot of assignments. I've created about 30 assignments in the last 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, in about 10 days. I created 31 workout assignments for clients because I'm in the Philippines and I want them to work out. Fortunately, I'm going to say fortunately, 11 out of 22 clients actually perform the workouts. So that's actually a pretty good percentage. When you got half your clients actually doing workouts while you're gone, that's pretty good. So I'm going to create a workout in assignments right now. I'm going to show you the quick way, my way. I'm going to go to my exercise catalog, which is already populated. I'm going to choose deadlift. I'm going to choose squat. I'm going to put prone leg curl, seated cable rows, bench press, maybe a fly, and let's say that's it. And I'm going to send it to journal. Okay, so I have everything here. I have the numbers that I need to hit. This is taking what I previously done. I think this one's missing something, so I'm just going to input 100, 150. I'll actually know the numbers when I actually get there. Okay, and then I'm going to update, save. Okay, so the magic of this is the bottom. As you can see, I just created a workout which almost meets my goals. There's 3 columns, 3 rows here. 37 is this workout, 37,000 for total volume, if you see the orange. 30 is the previous workout, 39 is the goal. So I'm a little bit under, 39,000 is the goal. And then we have endurance, a little bit under 22, but better than the last workout. Strength, 18,000, pretty much strength volume kills it. It's above goal and it's above the previous workout. So if I want to increase my endurance because I want to get to 22, I could simply add a set somewhere like 160, maybe 12, and maybe another set here, 50, 12. Okay, I added a few sets. That is one way to increase your endurance. And let's see if I met my goal. So I'm scrolling down and yes, 23. So now you guys got the idea on how volume you can make improvements every single workout. If you want to see like your progress, there's charts. This one's a little bit slow. You could see I was doing really good until I went to the Philippines and I kind of slacked off a little. But anyways, here, I hope you guys get involved in the program. Hope my existing clients get involved in this program. Let's get back into the outro of this video. Okay, now that you had a chance to see the app in action, let's finish with this outro. So first of all, if you don't have experience in lifting weights, I highly suggest you get a personal trainer and learn the proper form of some of the basic exercises or most of the basic exercises. Now let's set the record straight. So I've been doing this for a long time. A lot of you know me. I've been doing this for 34 years. I've trained 44,000 hours of personal training sessions, 44,000 hours of personal training sessions. So some of those influencers out there, there's so many of them giving you advice. I probably have knowledge that supersedes them because I've been in the business for so long. So, and every time I watch fitness influencer videos, I kind of cringe on some of them because what it is, they give you, it seems like good information, but there's usually things that supersede of what they're trying to say, or they miss the nooks and crannies of what they're trying to say. So if you get involved in this program and you're a beginner, please get a personal trainer to learn the basics. And once you know some of the basics, for those of you that are gym goers and know how to do a bench press, know how to do a deadlift, know how to do the chest machines and dumbbell work and body weight work, this program is for you because it will guide you on how to create a progression and improve your volume every single workout. And it'll motivate you to exercise more often and track your nutrition. It's gonna be so easy. You saw how easy that was. So let's wrap this up with the 3 main USPs, unique selling perspectives or points. Creating progressions, I just mentioned that. So VFit Coach measures volume in 2 unique ways, allows the coach to make workouts more challenging and effective each time. Number 2, data-driven exercise selection. So the VFit Coach tracks workouts with utmost details. So it means each exercise has many categories, like what plane is it? What type of movement is it? So it categorizes and defines exercises a different way, more detailed than what's out there. This is proprietary information, by the way, so I can't say much. So you could address the weaknesses. You could have better sequences on what exercise you should do on specific days, what exercise you should do first, and then next, and so forth. So workouts created are based on the previous performances. So it's not a template like every other day I give you the same workout. There might be some variations. Sometimes I do that, but then it's based on your performance. If you're not performing well in a specific category, we add different exercises or create modifications to that exercise. A week need analysis is what I provide to as a coach. And credibility, I kind of mentioned that earlier, that I do have 44,000 hours behind my belt. I am also a powerlifter, a bodybuilder, and a weightlifter, Olympic weightlifter, and I compete, and I'm turning 58, and I'm probably going to be in the best shape in my life. So anyways, this wraps it up. Talk to you guys later. Peace out from the Philippines.